Greetings everybody, welcome back, this is Retro Forward, and this is another top 5 video. Let's get right into it. As many of you may know, I am a big fan of the NES, and I decided to do my personal top 5 NES games of my childhood. For this video, I decided to go against the typical ones, basically no Mario games, no Contra, no Blades of Steel. We all played those if we played the NES back in the day. So these are 5 games that have stuck with me. I love them still to this day and are some of my all-time favorite games. So let's start off with number 5.
Super Dodgeball.
So for me, Dodgeball on the NES, or I should say Super Dodgeball on the NES, was one of those games that I just couldn't help but rent over and over and over again back in the day. Just so much fun arcade action, and it's dodgeball. Like, who remembers playing dodgeball in high school? Well, if you weren't the super tough jock kid, you probably took your fair share of dodgeball. This game lets you become a superhero when it comes to playing the game. You have the ability to almost just like explode these shots at people in like such a super extreme force. The gameplay is just super tight. It's so fun. I love this game. Dodgeball, it's dodgeball, but it's the best dodgeball game ever made. Like, that's the thing. There's been other versions of this game out there. The NES version of this game, to me, is the best version of this game. So that's why it's in my top 5 and number 5.
And here we have Super Dodgeball. I'm just going to give you a quick taste of the gameplay and default to the American Team USA. I'm Canadian, but doesn't matter. So I love this game. First off, the visual art style, like I said, is just amazing. Look at this. This is New York, obviously, because, you know, the Statue of Liberty is just staring at you, because that's like real life. I love this game. The controls are just so simple. You run, and then you just, bam, shoot that ball. That's what I'm talking about. That's the power shot right there. This game, very simple, not complicated, but big sprites, which is great. And look at this. I'm gonna, yeah, oh yeah, just knock them right back. Basically, so unlike typical dodgeball, obviously if you get hit in dodgeball in real life, it's one hit and you're out. This, you have a health bar and you have to basically kill your opponents because that's how you win. You have to kill 3 of their team members. At least their supporting team doesn't die, from what I remember. But yeah, this is how you win in dodgeball. And honestly, I encourage all of you to look at and play this game, because this is honestly in my top NES games of all time list. Love this game. And you're down. Yeah. And I didn't block it, I didn't duck, and I didn't grab it. So there is a bit of strategy involved. Obviously, if you are playing an attacking, you want to try and run in and basically power bomb the shit out of these guys. If they have it, then you could either choose to duck by timing it in a timely manner, or you could actually catch the ball. And Sam is the shit on Team America. America! Because honestly, his power, he just knocks everybody back. And there you go. 2 of them down, 1 left. Oh, I love dodgeball. Let me know your thoughts on dodgeball in the comments below. And yes, we win. Happy us. Sad, sad other team. They lost their members. Adventures in the Magic Kingdom.
So number 4 for me is Disney's Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. And the reason why is, picture yourself seeing Grand Theft Auto 3 for the first time after experiencing something that you thought could never be possible, like an open world type game. Well, for me, back on the NES, when this game came out, it was kind of like the same idea, except it was Disney, and I love Disney, and it was just cool that you could explore the Magic Kingdom. And looking back at this game now, obviously it is not a huge open world, and if you wanted a true open world game back then, you would look at like Zelda. But to me, this was like amazing because I loved Disney World as a kid, and I loved the rides, and it kind of let you play like you were on the rides. So you'd go on the train, you'd go into like freaking dude, I can't even remember. You go to the actual, I haven't been to Disney in a long time.
And welcome to Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. And as always, anytime you can enter your name, it's always ass or poo. Yeah, maturity. Anyway, here's a little brief story of what the game is giving us for plot, and basically it is telling us that we have to find keys. Yes, good old keys. Anyway, look at how wonderful this game looks. Like, you can imagine just me as a young child seeing this for the first time and being blown away with this 8-bit graphics. Like, oh my goodness, this is like a cartoon. 6 keys, and one of them is not on an attraction. No, we have to answer questions because every child likes quizzes. So this is what I was talking about. This is the open world of the Magic Kingdom. And yes, it's actually relatively small. It's not that big. But I just wanted to show you guys, just give you a taste of what this game looks like. And here is a sample of the questions. What is the name of Disneyland's riverboat? Is it A, Walt Disney, B, Tom Sawyer, or C, Mark Twain? And the answer is C. Yes, you must be ass, all right. I think the girl around Space Mountain knows more. Oh, man. I'm just going to give you a brief show of one of the actual attractions. And if you like more, I encourage you to pick up this game and play it. Like I said, great graphic art style. I love this ride. There is a little bit of challenge with this in the sense that you have to time your speed so that the gates open up, because you only do get a few hits, and then after a few hits, it's game over and you got to start over. The biggest thing I hated about this stage, though, was knowing where to line up to get to the goal, because there is false exits, and you actually have to line up. I believe it is stage 2 or goal, whatever, exit 2. I don't fucking know. But anyway, you got to avoid the rocks here, and you can just bomb right through it, but then you're typically going to miss where you have to go, and that's never a good thing. Not a lot of strategy involved, but as you can see, I beat it. Love this game. Now on to my number 3 game in a moment. Yes. Love Disney. Paperboy!
So number 3 is Paperboy. I love Paperboy. I've said this in other videos. Paperboy is probably one of my all-time favorite games to play. It is a great arcade simulation game where you play as a delivery boy and you're delivering newspapers in probably hell, because it seems like it, the amount of things that come after you in this game. Hell, death comes after you in this game. It's just intense. And to me, this has been ported to everything, first off. But to me, the NES version is, again, my preferred way to play this game. The arcade was definitely visually stunning and cool because you had the handlebars that you could use. But this is the version I like to play. It plays well, it responds well. It is hard. It's not an easy game to play. But it is one that the more you play it, the more you appreciate it. And that is why I will buy Paperboy on every system I can find it on. Love this game. It's awesome. And that's why it's number 3.
Welcome to Paperboy, my favorite game. The objective of this game is to deliver papers to the white houses and avoid delivering them to the red ones. Oh my god, what a simplistic concept, but a challenging game. Monday. Yes, Monday. What the don't you hate it when that happens? Yo, Noid!
Number 2 was a very, very close call to being number 1. and that is Yo Noid. And you've noticed I like Capcom games. Yes, Capcom was awesome back then. Still are awesome. But Yo Noid was a game that I wasn't really familiar with the Domino's Pizza character, but I was kind of thought it was interesting that at the end of each level you had a boss fight, and that boss fight was battled by eating pizzas. You had a pizza eating competition to fight the boss. First off, I don't think there is a more innovative boss fight to this day that, I mean, you're fighting a boss by eating him. He's eating, not eating him, but eating pizzas more than the other guy. Crazy. On top of that, this is actually a very challenging platforming game, and just one that has such a great graphic art style. I love the fact that you can ride a skateboard in certain sections of this game. This game was also one that me and my best friend back in the day, we rented all the time and played it to death. I love Yo Noid, and you must avoid the Noid, but not the game. Get the game. That's why it's number 2.
Welcome to Yo Noid. I love this game. Great art style, so weird, bizarre. It is one of, my opinion, one of the most underrated platforming adventure games on the NES. Oh man, it is probably the best licensed game I can think of too. There are some pretty good licensed game on the NES, don't mind you, but this is probably the more obscure one that a lot of people tend to forget about. Yeah. This is just to give you a taste of the gameplay, and at the end of the level, you do a boss battle where you have a pizza eating competition, and the items you pick up can help you. Some of those cards, the number 2 that you saw there is a multiplier. These unleash special attack, which you can see, but I didn't do, and I just wanted to give you a brief taste of the art style. You should definitely look into this game. The controls are very tight, mind you. But this is a challenging game. Like, by no means is it easy. This is Yo Noid, and I died. Bubble Bobble!
And now we have my number 1 game for the NES. This game was my childhood. When I was really young, and I remember going camping, there was an arcade cabinet of this game. Yes, Bubble Bobble. And I don't know how many quarters I spent that one weekend that we went camping in this random place that I've never came back to, but it was the most fun arcade experience I've ever had to this day. I love Bubble Bobble. I think it is a perfect game the way it is. Yes, some of you might tell me, hey, the music repeats over and over and over and over again. I don't care. I love that song. This is a great single player and an excellent 2-player game. In fact, to actually beat the game proper, you need to play this as 2 players. So, yes, I ended up picking this up on the NES way back in the day. Love this game. Still love it to this day. Always going to enjoy Bubble Bobble. The music can repeat forever. I don't care. That is my number 1 NES game, and you should play it.
Oh, I love this intro. Bubble Bobble is such a great game. Let's start a game. Now for the beginning of a fantastic story, let us make a journey to the Cave of Monsters. Good luck. Oh man, such a simplistic game, yet it is my number 1 NES game. I know, it's crazy, right? But this is just proof that a great gameplay can make a lot of difference. You do not need fancy graphics, you do not need a crazy orchestral score. You just need to be fun, and that is what Bubble Bobble is. It is just super fun, and I highly recommend you play this game. I also highly recommend you play it with a friend. Right here you see me playing single player, but this game is so much better when you play it with a friend. Oh, there's so many memories of this game. Again, spot on controls. I will listen to this song play out over and over and over again. Oh, and don't forget to collect the fruit. Because, you know, high points, high score. You gotta love it. Yep, that's Bubble
Please
Bobble, my
like and
number one.
subscribe to my channel, and have a wonderful evening.